as somebody who's young-ish and stepping into that, how would you go about, or what advice would you give young women who are maybe trying to find, say, a high-value man? What can they do? What steps can they take? Because obviously, from my perspective and the past relationships I've been in, it's hard to give that treatment to a guy who, for example, my ex, I'd pay for everything. I was working, I was paying for the rent, and he still had a lot of, he had loads of insecurities, and he, pushed me to do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just think, well, why would I do that for you when you're not doing your part as a man, in my opinion? So how
Well, I
would
think your
you?
question was, included the phrase high value man, right? And a high
Mm,
value man is not unemployed, unable to like a guy that's considered top shelf, in my opinion, is competent, is resourceful, is a good man, is good at being a man, has combat skills, knows how to make it rain, knows how to make money, can solve problems. Like, high value men are not just masculine looking, strong and attractive. Like, I think most women would conventionally say Brad Pitt, George Clooney, blah, 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 stuff like that. That's not that's not just it, because women have a long laundry list of boxes that need to get ticked off. So why would you even waste your time with a guy that you've identified that isn't a high value guy? That's just another notch to put on your bedpost that is there in your history.
mm, yeah, true.
Because he was cute. My friends were there. I was drunk. He was drunk. It was fun. So we just did it. Like, that's usually the reasoning that most women sort of default to, is they don't think about future ideas and concepts, sort of thing. It's like, if you want to, again, because a high value man, especially a guy that's traveling in my circles, like, friends of mine, sort of stuff, they're going to look at a gal's past, right? And it's like, well, you've got nothing but a series of bad choices behind you. Like, if you've got nothing but a bad sequence of bad choice after bad choice after bad choice, it's like, how am I
Mm,
supposed to lead this chick?
yeah,
Yeah. So I
makes
think that
sense.
being very intentional and fastidious with your time and your dating is really, really important. I mean, that's advice I would give my daughter.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time dating losers. I don't care how fucking cute he is. I don't care if he has a motorcycle, if he just got out of jail and has 72 tattoos and jacked to shit. I don't get why. Right? I
We
know
had a couple
why.
women on. Oh, go ahead, Rich.
Go ahead, Muff. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say we had a couple women on a couple weeks ago who were 21, I think 22, and they were they have, like most women have, they have these sort of goals of, I want a high value guy, I want a guy that makes a lot of money, I want him to be rich, I want him to be competent, I want to be able to get stuff done, but I also want to go study abroad and live in
Mm.
Amsterdam for 6 months, or I just want to like do this or whatever. I want to just go be on the yachts in Miami, because the idea that a lot of these women have is that their runway never ends, and
Mm.
the attention that they're going to be getting at 21 is the same attention they're going to be getting at 31, at 41, at 51, because they have a hard time planning and thinking for the future, right? Because since the beginning and dawn of time, women have never been on their own. They've always been taken care of, or somebody's always been there to provide and protect for them and lead them. There's not a single matriarchal society that has ever survived into the modern world. So this idea, like the idea that they may have to suffer consequences and repercussions for their choices, is very foreign to most women. And so they can just make whatever decisions that they want to, and they don't have to think about consequences, and they can just, oh, I'll just figure it out. It's very fly by the seat of their pants kind of going about life. And your time is finite, and especially as a woman, like, your window of the kind of guy that you really want, and you've got sort of a, if you're lucky, you can extend, I would say, probably 10 years or so. If you're lucky, you can extend that maybe 15 or 20 into your mid 30s or 40s. But for most women out there, you've got from about 20 to about 27, 28, 29 to, if your goal is to get the guy and to be married and have kids and have a family, that's your window for the most part. Now, I think we catch a lot of flack sometimes because we don't sit here and say women shouldn't work, women shouldn't go have careers, women shouldn't go make a bunch of money if that's what they want to do. But what we say is that women can't have it all. And you have got to essentially choose, and you've got to choose early because all of those things take time. Right. So if you want to dedicate the next 20 years of your life to going and building a career and making a bunch of money, cool. You're probably not going to get the guy that you want. Now, if you want to get a guy that you want, then you're probably going to have to be okay with not making as much money, not necessarily being able to financially support yourself and buying every single little thing that you want to buy, like handbags and shoes and all that other bullshit. But nobody's having these conversations with women telling them that it's a give and take with everything, because they've always, since they've been little, have been given and given and given, and they've never had to trade anything off. There's no cost benefit analysis that they do. So it's all about figuring out what you want, figuring out the steps to get there, and then going forth and putting those steps into practice. And it sounds simple, but a lot of women just can't wrap their minds around that.
A lot of getting what you want out of life, I think, is sometimes it's easier just being clear on what you don't want.
Yeah.
Right. And if you just stop doing things that you don't want, then you'll lean more into what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Like, you know, for younger gals in their 20s, you know, they want to find a high value man. So let's use that example. Put yourself in places that high value men go to. Give high value men something to look at, you know, because they're obviously going to look at your beauty, because women are beauty objects. I mean, the notion of high value man explicitly states he has high value, which is inherently tied into his ability to make it rain and to make money and solve problems and be competent and influential and all that sort of stuff, right? Compelling. So, you know, putting yourself in those places. And then when you find these guys, just again, you know, guys want a woman that won't be with just anybody, right? If he knows that you've been around from guy to guy to guy to guy, or you've dated some of his friends, or, you know, extended people from his friends, or certain people in work, like, the reason why slut shaming used to be a thing and really isn't a thing anymore is because it worked. Shaming works in general. You know, you broke shame somebody, they're gonna, like, you know, you make fun of somebody. Oh, nice car. It's a piece of shit. It's, you know, it's a Honda or something like that. And it's a guy with a German car making fun of you. Then, you know, you want to work your way up into a German car. And then you get a German car, and a guy with an Italian car goes, oh, nice German car. Speaking Sie Deutsch. Ha, ha, ha. It's a German. He'll make fun of you because he's got an Italian car now, right? Sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And you want to work your way up into an Italian car or a British, you know, sports car. So, you know, shaming does work, but we don't do it anymore. So I don't think, I mean, we still do it. It's just not done as much, or it's not as overt or as public. But I think that, you know, if you're super intentional and understand that you've only got so much runway in your life, and there is a hard stop, there is an end, and that for women, that their beauty and their looks do have an expiry date. Like, I think Joycelyn would, you know, agree that she's at 46 not as competitive as a 26-year-old.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of women don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
don't
hate
wanna-
it. I mean,
Oh.
we've had women lie to us in their oh, I don't dye my hair. My hair's naturally always all black.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Right. So it's you know, it's just a reality of you know, like, human nature. And I think that I think it's a great question to ask, and it's just putting yourself in an environment where high value men are, not dealing with low value men, and making yourself the kind of thing that high value men want to be attracted. Like, chicks love the whole manifesting and the sun and the moon and the stars and the crystals. Like, I get it. You know, if you want to manifest the guy, hope is a shitty plan, but do the things that these guys that you want, you know, you want bees, become honey, right? So, you know, you just do and become the things that these guys want. And, you know, keep putting yourself in an environment and place, and stay away from the shit. Otherwise, you will attract flies. You know, flies go to shit. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.